it's Lisa from budgetequestrian.com, and today I'm going to show you how I fixed my fence. One night, I think it was last week when I came home, Ethan decided that he had to go through the fence. There was some weeds and stuff on the other side of it, so Ethan decided it would be a good idea to go through it. So he did. So for 2 days, I didn't do anything with the fence until it was the weekend when I would actually have time to fix it. And I'm going to show you how I did it. The first thing I had to do was clean up all of the mess from Ethan going through the fence. And as you can see, this is a vinyl fence and there's like sharp pieces and stuff. So this is a good example of how these vinyl fences aren't the best. So once I got all of the miscellaneous pieces picked up, then I had to take out the post that was halfway broken. And when I was taking it out, I was hoping that it was not concreted in. Even though it wasn't in concrete, the dirt at our house it's a clay type of dirt, so it kind of feels like concrete. So it took a lot of work for me to get the post out. First, I started with a shovel, did that for a little bit, and that wasn't working very good. So then I grabbed a pickaxe, used that for a little bit, got down on my hands and knees and tried to get it out. And then went back to the shovel and also using my hands just to get out some of the dirt. And it finally started to get a little bit loose, and I figured, well, let's see if I can get it out. And after some probably about 20 minutes or so of work and digging at it, I was finally able to get the post out, which was incredible because that means there was no concrete in there. It was just dirt. So it was nice to be able to get the post out. I felt like I had really accomplished something, so I was pretty proud of myself for being able to get the post out. And once the post was out, then I had to actually dig a little bit deeper for the new post, because I needed to figure out how, I wanted it has to be equal, because I'm going to be putting in 2x6 wood in place of the vinyl fencing rails, because those things just aren't worth it, in my opinion. So after I started digging the hole, then I would put the new post in and see how much more I had to, how much more dirt I had to get out. So then I took some more tools and dug a little bit deeper, a little bit at a time, to make sure that I had the hole the right depth for the new post. And then once I had it that was pretty close, I grabbed a piece of 2x6 wood and a big mallet and, kind of tamped it in so that it would be secure. And then I filled the hole in with the dirt. And I was extremely proud of myself for being able to do that. It was a lot of work. So then after I got the post in, I figured it would be a good idea to clean up all of the weeds and stuff that had been enticing Ethan to get through the fence. And unfortunately, it's the end of October. We haven't used this lawnmower in a little bit, and it didn't want to start. So I was like, well, that would make a really nice, easy way to get rid of those weeds over there. But that didn't happen. So I kind of gave up on that. And then it was time to put in the new rails. So for this fence, the entire fence is vinyl. But as I've had Ethan for over a year now, he has a habit of kicking through the fences, and Frisbee will lean on the fences and break the vinyl rails. So instead of going out and buying new vinyl rails, which were about $14 for an 8-foot section, what if I made the fence stronger by putting in 2x6 wood? I could paint it, and that would make the fence a lot stronger, and hopefully they wouldn't get through it. So that's what I did. I basically just got 2x6 lumber, which was about $6 for an 8-foot piece of lumber versus the $14 for the vinyl, which is going to wear out anyway. And then I painted it with my favorite Kilz primer. I did 2 coats of primer on each side of the rails and then brought it out here. So then after I got it so that it looks just like the vinyl fence railing. I just took my jigsaw and just kind of took the corners off of each end because that would make it a little bit easier to fit into each of those post sections. So I did this on the first section, and then I went to the second section and did the same thing. Again, just taking off little pieces of each end of the 2x6 until it would fit in between the posts. Now on the second one, I did have to cut the 2x6 just a little bit. On the third section of the fencing, the vinyl rails, they pushed in really far, so there wasn't a lot of room for the 2x6 lumber to fit. So I did have to cut it down a little bit, but it's a lot stronger than what the vinyl rails would be. So this way, Ethan hopefully won't be able to push his way through that, and then Frisbee won't be able to push on it and break it either. That's one thing. If you're doing any fencing at your house or your barn or your farm, I would not recommend doing the vinyl fencing. Yes, it does look really pretty, but it's a really big pain in the butt, and to me, I just don't think it's worth it. On all of the rest of our fencing, we actually have a line of hot wire or electric that goes all the way around. So that keeps them off of those fences. But this side of their pasture, there is no hot wire. So there's no electricity, and they know that, and then they push up on the fence. So in order to keep them from pushing up on the fence, I think the 2x6s are going to make it stronger. But in addition to that, I'm also putting up horse wire on the back side of it so they can't reach their heads through, because that's typically what they do. They'll push their heads through one of those sections of the fencing, and then they go up on it, or they push through it, and then the rail would come out. But by putting in this wire, it's almost like a wire mesh, that prevents them from putting their heads through it. So when the grass does start growing on the other side of it, they can't reach underneath the fence and get the grass, or reach through the different sections of the rails and get to the grass. So I'm hoping that will keep them out. It's worked on other parts of the fence, so it's just every time Ethan decides he's going to test the fence and push on it, and then he breaks a vinyl fence rail, then I go and buy a 2x6 piece of lumber, paint it, and then replace the vinyl rail with the 2x6 rail. Again, it's really strong, and it looks just as good as the vinyl fencing, and it's cheaper, which is pretty cool. And we actually had this wire fencing laying around, so I figured I'm going to use it, and I'm going to fortify my fencing so that Ethan can't get through it. Just one section at a time. It's the easiest way to do it, and it's not that expensive. And I also thought I would share with you how my horses reacted once they got to go outside after they hadn't been out for 2 days because of the fence.
I fixed the fence. You want to go out? Frisbee. I fixed the fence you broke, Ethan. Now you can clean your barn. They haven't been outside in 2 days, and the first thing they do is stop and get the pieces of hay that they haven't been able to get. Don't even run, nothing. Want to see where you tried to break out?
Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you have to fix some fences, I wish you the best of luck. Again, thanks for watching. Can't wait to see you again.